Good morning, everyone. Today, this particular video will show you on a discussion for answers for O-level paper 2011 for Section A. Right? As you can see, Section A, you need to do all the questions here. Okay, let's start. Okay, question number 1. So name the pieces of apparatus best used to carry out the following procedures. This question is quite easy. All right, I think you can get all the 4 marks together unless you create careless mistakes. So measure the melting point should be thermometer, right? Then add 250 centimeter cube of liquid to a beaker. Okay, remember you need to add this amount of liquid into a beaker. So if you look at the volume, it is to the nearest centimeter cube. So the best apparatus is to use measuring cylinder. Okay. Next question, collect and measure the volume of water soluble gas. Okay, pay attention to what gas here. So use a gas syringe. Okay. So lastly, add 17.3 centimeter cube of solution to a flask. 0.3. Okay, it's one decimal place, 0.3 centimeter cube. So you should use a burette. Okay, not a pipette. A pipette is only for exact volume. Okay, exact volume of a particular volume, right? Usually it's 10, 15, 25, 20. Okay. Okay, next question. Okay, so this question should be easy. Next question is about alcohols and carboxylic acid. Okay, let me zoom first. Okay, so for alcohol, you are supposed to name the example of the homologous series and the structural formula of the example, and name the functional group, right? Although the words here look so much, so anyway, not to be worried about it. Okay, just look at the examples and then you can figure out. So name of example of homologous series alcohol, maybe the simple one you can write down ethanol. You can write down methanol also, fine. Okay, so the structural formula, okay, for this ethanol, okay, follow the one below. Okay, remember ethanol has the COH. OH group. Okay, right, and then remember carbon has 4 bonds surrounding it. Oxygen has 2 bonds surrounding it. Hydrogen has 1 bond surrounding it. Okay, so please take note of that. What is the characteristic group? Is the OH group. Okay, we can write down COH. Accepted. Okay, don't put OH out. Do not put OH. Okay, this one can lead to confusion. It might be from alkali, but don't write down this. Write down this. Okay. Okay. Next. Okay. What is this? This is carboxylic acid. Okay. So this is carboxylic acid. And the example that they give here is called, since this acid has 2 carbon, so it should be ethanoic acid. Right. So this question is also simple. Okay, 5 marks somehow. 2011 is a quite big paper, but it is good for you to practice so that you can strengthen your basic concept. Okay, right. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, right. This particular question, they want you to recall the name of reactions of the different reactions that written down here. So for A, sugar solution to and yeast to form ethanol is called fermentation. Okay. Okay, acid and alkali, if you salt product, should be neutralization. Okay, neutralization. So please, when we do the exercise here, take this opportunity to revise back all your basic concepts. Okay, next, carbon, then to carbon dioxide formation. Okay, what is this? Actually, you remember carbon to carbon dioxide. It should be combustion. Means burning, right? You burn carbon, you get carbon dioxide. Now, dissolving ammonium nitrate in water. Okay, this is a reaction where the temperature of the reaction mixture will go down. It will decrease. If I haven't covered this yet, so if temperature go down means it's endothermic. If temperature go up, exothermic. Okay, just a very quick preview of what you learn next time. Endothermic. Next, sodium to formation of Na plus. Okay, Na to Na plus. So what is this? This one looks like familiar, right? Okay. Na 0 to Na plus. 0 to plus. What is this? Start from the O. Start from the word O. Oxidation. Okay. Next, silver nitrate solution. You got insoluble silver nitrate. So if you remember this one, right? This is the test for chloride ion. Okay, test for chloride ion. Remember? Okay. So we write down here chloride ion test. So when you do chloride ion test in QA, right? What you get? Precipitate. So then this process is called precipitation. Okay, right. So this particular question looks simple. First three can be quite firstly simple. The D, E, F, okay, can be quite confusing. All right. So the difficult one, just take note. Okay, remember, remember. Okay. Next. Okay, metals. We have this is a topic called metals. So have metals A, B, C, D tested in laboratory. Metal A has to be hot before it reacts with steam. Does this metal sounds familiar? Okay. Metal B has to be very hot before it reacts with steam. It reacts slowly with dilute hydrochloric acid. This one also sounds familiar, right? Okay. And C is the one only one to react with cold water, and D does not react dilute hydrochloric acid. So rank all these metals accordingly. Okay, so the most reactive should be C. Okay, most reactive does not react with dilute hydrochloric acid. This one should be the least reactive, D. Then you have the in between one. In between. Okay, right. So for A and B can be quite confusing, right? A and B can be quite confusing. But A didn't tell you about the reaction with hydrochloric acid, okay, but it says it has to be hot. For B, very hot. That shows that B is less reactive, right? B must be very hot, then can react. A hot also can. So one should be B. One should be right, C. Right. Then you are supposed to suggest the name of a metal. Okay, let's say does not react with hydrochloric acid is the simplest one. It's one maybe D, you write down copper. Okay, copper. This is easiest, right? Okay, choose a safe answer for exam. Then maybe you can try the only one react with cold water. Okay, what react with cold water? Okay, it's steady but not violent. What metal react with cold water is steady but not violent? What's that? Anyway, it coincides with the name of the metal also. Calcium. Okay, right. Calcium. The rest I won't. Magnesium will be very slow. Okay. Write down the chemical reaction for one of the metals that react with water. Okay. Let's choose. Sorry. Let's choose C. Calcium react with water. Okay. First. Okay. Calcium. Shade symbols are not required. They put there not required. So save you a lot of time. So there's 2 marks here. First mark you can be obtained by writing down the correct chemical formula, calcium plus water. Okay, now this one is simple first, but then the next one is little bit difficult. The water, no sweat. But the next product here, what is it? Calcium plus water, metal plus water. Metal plus water give you what? Metal plus water give you metal hydroxide and water, remember? So this should be calcium hydroxide. So calcium hydroxide should be Ca bracket OH2. Okay. Now this is 1 mark. Okay, all must be correct. Everything must be correct. Then you get the 1 mark. If something wrong, then you get 0 mark. So the problem with this question, if you don't get this mark, it is very difficult to get the second mark, right? Okay, because once equation, when you got it wrong, very difficult to balance. Okay, then the next mark will come from the balancing mark. Okay, you must balance correctly. So here there is 4 hydrogen and 3 oxygen. Okay, so how are you going to settle that? Okay, 4 hydrogen and 3 oxygen. Oh, sorry. I think I get it wrong. Sorry. It's not water. Sorry. No wonder it's wrong. See, I got it wrong, right? Then difficult to write down, right? Difficult to balance. Okay, plus hydrogen, hydrogen, not water. Okay, so now can balance it. So 2 hydrogen, 2 plus 2, 4, 2 oxygen. So put the number 2 here. Okay, right. So lesson learned from here, even from my mistake. Okay, you learn from my mistake too. If you write down the wrong chemical equation, you'll be having problems balancing the equation. Sorry. Next, okay, substances at room temperature: copper, sodium chloride, hydrogen chloride, metal, ionic compound, covalent compound. Okay, metal, ionic compound, covalent compound. So move on. So which one has the lowest melting point and why? So these two metal and sodium hydroxide and sodium chloride is high melting point because metal, okay, metal has metallic bond high, strong interatomic force. This one ionic compound also high melting point because have high, a strong electrostatic force. This one is covalent compound. Covalent compound, low melting point. It has low intermolecular force. So I need to write that down. So it should be hydrogen chloride. So the solution is hydrogen chloride. Explanation. Okay, the HCl molecules are bonded by weak intermolecular force, hence hence that energy is that my okay. Whereas energy they don't give is needed. Yes, this is enough to overcome the process. I think I'll change the color of the font. Okay, right. Okay, next. Oh, I need to move this thing up. Okay, one of the substance can conduct electricity. Name the substance. Okay, of course, conduct electricity should be solid copper. Okay, solid copper. Okay, next. Name when all three substances are liquids, another will conduct electricity. Okay, another one other than copper will conduct electricity. So which one? Okay, these three are melted, right? Become liquid, they can conduct. Okay, this one surely conduct. Okay, even in solid or liquid, metals will conduct electricity even in molten. Solid sodium chloride will definitely conduct because it's an ionic compound. Okay, so it will be sodium chloride. Okay, explanation. Okay, what happens when the sodium chloride melts? Okay, and it melts the ions in the substances, that is the sodium ions and the chloride ions. They are mobile, right? They are mobile and able to carry charges. Okay, so when uh, uh, sodium chloride turns liquid, the ions are mobile. Okay, hence the ions can carry or can transport. Okay, transport the charges. Okay, and make and sorry and current flow. Okay, and causes current to flow. Okay, right. Right. So take note of this. Okay, next. So please remember, this question tells you on ionic bonding, right? And also covalent bonding. And then remember, for ionic bonding and covalent bonding, they have their different physical properties, right? In terms of melting point and boiling point, and also electrical conductivity. Okay, next, an atom has atomic number 8, relative atomic mass of 16. Okay, so yeah, atomic number 8. Surely you know, you check your periodic table, you should know what element it is. Okay, this element should be oxygen. So atomic number 8 should be 8. Proton, neutron should be 16 minus 8. So should be 8. Okay, but you write down 8 also, it's correct. Okay, no worry. So this when atoms of this element form chemical bonds, they form a stable electronic structure. Name 2 different type of chemical bonds. Explain how atoms of this element are chemical bonds to form a stable electronic structure. Okay, so oxygen. So the bond type, what it can do, okay, it can make ionic bonding. So how does oxygen combine, okay, in ionic bonding to form a stable electronic structure? Remember, oxygen, okay, oxygen is a 2,6, right? Means oxygen 2,6 means you need short of 2, right? Short of 2 electrons more. So you need to answer this in a way of remember, ionic bonding, transfer electrons, glues again, right? Covalent bonding will be sharing electrons. So please write it down. So this atom will, since 2,6, right? You will lose, right? Lose, oh no, sorry, gain 2 electrons to form a stable electronic structure. Okay, right. Next one, of course, the next bonding you have learned is called covalent bonding. Okay, so how do they form covalent bonding? This atom will share 2 electrons with another atom, okay, to form a stable electronic structure. Okay, right. Okay. Let's move to the next page. Okay, now this is again QA. All right. E, F, G, H, E, F, G, H, and G. Okay, let's do this thing slowly. Okay, let's look at what is E, F, G, H. Now, of course, I told you before, right? Last time, please find the gas first, if there is any. So let's look at this. What's the gas? Okay, now this is gas, right? Okay, so what gas is this? Right? What gas is produced when you can from the reaction which involves acid? What do you think? It can be 2, right? It can be 2, right? Either carbon dioxide or can be hydrogen. But you need to see further. Okay, don't only look at this part. I have to look down further. So here they put there bubble through J and then got white PPT. So there's something have to do with white PPT. Okay, so that gas should be carbon dioxide. Okay, so H should be carbon dioxide. Okay, right. So that makes J. So that means J is lime water. Okay, and if you remember the PPT, they asked to identify what is yes, this also need to okay. The PPT is called calcium carbonate. Okay, right. But you need to write down in the answer. So next, so let us identify. Okay, so E is identified already. So this is calcium carbonate. So there are two E, one here and one below here. Okay. So calcium carbonate, when you heat up, give you a white oxide. Remember carbonate? Okay, carbonate. You remember the lab session last time? When you apply heat, you give you an oxide and carbon dioxide. Okay. Right. So here you have calcium oxide. Okay. So calcium oxide, add water, stir and filter. You got a clear solution. Right. This clear solution, of course, lime water lah. It's be done already. So you see some of the unknowns they give double information, so they can double confirm the identity of the unknown. Then next, let's look at this. So what is this? Calcium carbonate plus hydrochloric acid. So remember, carbonate plus acid will give you salt plus water plus carbon dioxide. So what is this salt? Calcium carbonate and hydrochloric acid. Remember, salt from hydrochloric acid ends with what? Remember, salt is four types of salt. Remember, chloride, chloride, sulfate, nitrate. So this one should be chloride, calcium chloride. Okay. So let's fill up the answers. So we have here E is calcium carbonate, and F is where is it? Oh, calcium oxide. Sorry, calcium oxide. G is calcium chloride. H is again right, carbon dioxide. And J is lime water. Are they like lime water or calcium hydroxide? Okay, now let's write down the equation. Okay, the best equation you can write down is actually carbonate, easier. Okay, so one of it is calcium carbonate. Okay, calcium carbonate. Okay, when you heat it, give you calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Or you can do this one also, calcium carbonate and calcium chloride. Can also. So calcium carbonate plus hydrochloric acid give you calcium chloride plus carbon dioxide plus water, and of course not balanced. If you have chlorine here, not balanced, so two here. Okay, right. Okay, right. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, you still have a few more here. Okay, this is the last question. Sorry, last question. Okay, this is about extraction of metals and also, right, mole concept. Okay, good practice, So titanium is a metal used in the aerospace industry, right? And it can be extracted by heating its chloride with magnesium in an atmosphere of a noble gas argon. So magnesium is reformed from magnesium chloride and recycled to the during the process. So now look at this equation carefully. You have titanium chloride and magnesium. Give you magnesium plus chloride plus titanium. So what can you conclude about the reactivity of magnesium and titanium? So does this is puzzling, right? Okay, what has reactivity got to do with this equation? What is this equation about? Ever since you have never seen before also, right? It's something new, but you have learned it, this concept. Okay. Now, when you talk about reactivity, you remember this thing, this reaction called the reaction start with letter D? Sorry. Okay. Okay. If you don't have, what's this? Displacement. Okay. Displacement. More reactive metal will displace the less reactive metal. So you can see, right? This looks like magnesium is displacing titanium out. Okay, wrong. Okay, right. See, look at that. Titanium gets displaced. So you can conclude that titanium is less reactive than magnesium. Why? Because it is displaced from titanium chloride. Right? Can? Yeah. So what is the purpose? What do you think is the purpose of argon? Now, if you remember, argon is an unreactive gas, right? So unreactive gas, so it will actually make the reaction less explosive, less reactive. So actually, it can some sort like cool down the reaction, right? Okay, or make the reaction less reactive. Okay, so how you can write that argon will make the reaction. So if reaction is slow, so what is what's the usefulness of a slow reaction? Okay, what do you think? If the reaction is slower, so if the reaction is slower, actually it's safer, right? If you notice you try to drop iron nail inside water, it's safe. But if you put calcium or sodium, in fact, inside water, it's dangerous, right? Sodium and water is very fast, and it is dangerous, right? And of course, iron inside water, there's no reaction, but of course it's safe, right? Everyone can do that. Okay, so argon will make the reaction slow and safer. Okay, slower. Next, suggest the reason for recycling magnesium from magnesium chloride formed in the process. Okay, so the reason is that is remember recycling, right? Okay, you recycle a metal because sometimes the metal is not abundantly available. Okay, means it is non-renewable resources. So likewise for magnesium, is actually not so widely available like iron. Okay, so magnesium can write down, but you cannot make comparison like that. So you have to say magnesium is non-renewable resource. Okay, right? Okay, it will save the availability of magnesium ores. Okay, right? I hope that makes sense to you. Next question. Okay, this is more concept. All right, again. Okay. What mass of magnesium chloride we form and 6 kg of titanium is extracted? Okay, again, you have titanium, 6 kg. Okay. Wait. Maybe I don't know. Okay, since my screen is limited, right? I do this but in exam, no need to waste time to write down the equation. Just refer to this, okay? Because my screen is a bit limited. Plus magnesium will give you titanium plus NL2. Okay. Let me and magnesium chloride plus titanium. Okay. Right. So here, yeah, right. 2. So they say what is the mass of titanium magnesium chloride form? Oh, sorry, magnesium chloride. Okay, when 6 kilogram of titanium is extracted. Okay, remember the method, okay, method of stoichiometry. Remember, convert mole, okay, mole ratio, and then convert MRC. Remember? Okay, so find the mole first. Right. So okay, this one can be a bit untidy. So find the mole of titanium. Mole of titanium. So the mole of titanium here, 6 kilogram is equal to 6,000 grams. And titanium is 48 grams. So how many mole is that? Okay, take out your calculator. That's what I'm taking up now. 6,000 divided by 48. So it's 125 mole. Okay, this is 1 mark already. So this particular question you have to practice. Okay, then you need to compare the mole ratio of these two. So mole ratio titanium is to titanium chloride. Okay, when you do mole ratio, you focus on the important substances in the equation. Rest do not I don't say don't care. Just disregard first for the time being, right? Okay. So the mole ratio is 1:2, right? 1:2. Okay. If you don't believe you like here, 1:2. Okay. So then if I have 125 mole of this titanium, so I will have times 2 with 250 mole. Okay, this is 1 mark, another mark. Okay, not 2 mark. Okay, sorry. So I think I don't know how to distribute the marks, but I just do this 3 steps. Next, then you find the mass of MgCl. Mass of MgCl2. Remember, mass equal to mole times mR. Remember? Not mole, yeah, mole. Okay. The mole we have found out is 250. 250. Okay. Then the mR of magnesium chloride. Okay, this one need to okay, magnesium is 24 plus 2 times. Okay, I need a bigger space. Okay, let me what about you? Put it there. Okay. Mass of MgCl2. Okay, I'm not going to write down the formula. Okay, I just write down the number, the figures straight. Okay, mole is 250. MR of magnesium chloride is okay. You must do the bracket one first. Do this one first, then you times 250. No, you don't get the correct answer. So magnesium is at 24 plus 2 times 35.5. How do I get the 35.5? Okay, it's here. They give you the mass here. Okay, right. So what? Then you got the answer here. Okay, let me do the calculation first. Okay, 71. So it's 23,750 grams, or you can say 23.75 kilograms. Okay. So that's it. This is the answer for the section A for paper 3, year 2011. So please do your marking and corrections, right? And learn from the mistake. Be happy with what you have scored. Okay, let's see if you get it right. Okay, make that as a point to motivate you. Those you get it wrong, okay, not to worry. Learn from whatever mistake that you have done, and then learn from it. Okay, I think that's it for today. Okay, so see you the next recording for the session 2.